Alright, so the triads. So we draw our line down the equal sign. We're dividing by 3, so we're going to multiply by 3 on both sides. These cancel. We have n is less than 3. So I have 3, it's an open circle, and it's going to the left. We multiply by a positive, so our inequality stays the same. Now I have negative 5/10 is less than or equal to m divided by 10, or negative 10, sorry. So we're going to multiply by negative 10 on both sides. These cancel. So I have m is less than or equal to, and then times 10, so this is 5. However, we multiplied by a negative on both sides, so my inequality has to be flipped. So I flip my inequality the opposite direction, so that way the smaller point is now on this, like pointing towards m. So 5 is greater than or equal to m. So I have 5. It's a closed circle at 5. And 5 is greater than m. So that means I need everything below 5. And the reason it looks like it's going the opposite direction is because our m is on the right-hand side, when typically we have it on the left to help us graph. So if I was to rewrite it, it would be m is less than or equal to 5. And that's the same thing because 5 is bigger than m, or m is less than 5. That means the same thing, it's just worded differently. Alright, so now we have 2/3 times p, so we multiply by the reciprocal, the flipped fraction, and I'm multiplying by a positive, so my inequality is going to stay the same. So the 2's cancel, the 3's cancel, and I have p, and then 3 times negative 3 is 9. That's negative 9 over 2. So I have to rewrite it so that way p is on the left, which means I need the smaller point is pointing at p, so the smaller point still points at p. And then now we have negative 9/2, which is the same thing as negative 4 1/2, because 2 goes into 9 4 times with 1 left over. So I have negative 4 1/2. Sorry, we'll put negative 4 and then we'll do negative 4 1/2 over here. And so we have an open circle and it's pointing to the left. Draw your line. We have negative 4 times b, so we need to divide by negative 4 on both sides. These cancel. I have b. I divided by a negative on both sides, so my inequality is going to flip. And then 2 divided by negative 4, this is negative 1/2. So I have a closed circle going to the left. And it's not always going to go to the left, it's just how these examples happen to work out. So again, we are going to draw our line. We're multiplying by positive 12, so I divide by positive 12. I divided by a positive, so my inequality is going to stay the same. These cancel, and I have k is greater than or equal to negative 2. So it's in a closed circle at negative 2, and this time it's pointing to the right, so I'm going to the right. Alright, last one. So I have 2.5 times q, so I'm going to divide by 2.5. Negative 15 divided by 2.5 is negative 6. is less than, I keep my inequality because I divided by a positive, RQ. But Q is on the right side, so I'm going to make it go on the left. The bigger side is closer to Q, so I'm going to keep it that way. And then -6, and this tells us that at -6, we have an open circle going to the right.